Ever wondered if being selfish can backfire? Imagine this: you're stranded on an island with a group of people, and there's just enough food to last a week. What would happen if you decided to hoard all the supplies for yourself? While at first glance it might seem like a smart move for survival, the consequences could be disastrous. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of Stoic philosophy to explore how selfishness can hurt you. By the end, you might just change how you view self-interest altogether. Stay with us as we uncover the surprising ways that thinking only about yourself can actually lead to your downfall. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. The Stoic view on selfishness is quite clear and profoundly insightful. Stoicism, a school of philosophy founded in ancient Greece, teaches that virtue, or living in harmony with nature, is the highest good. This wisdom has been passed down through the works of prominent Stoic philosophers like Seneca and Epictetus. According to them, selfishness directly conflicts with the principles of Stoicism. Seneca, a Roman Stoic philosopher, argued that selfish acts ultimately harm both the individual and the community. He believed that by prioritizing one's own needs at the expense of others, we cultivate a life full of anxiety and discontent. Epictetus, a former slave who became a renowned Stoic teacher, emphasized the importance of empathy and communal well-being. He taught that true happiness comes from virtuous actions and contributing to the greater good, rather than hoarding resources or seeking pleasure solely for oneself. Selfishness, therefore, is seen as a destructive force that isolates us from the bonds of humanity, leading to a life of inner turmoil and dissatisfaction. The Stoics believed that by aligning ourselves with nature and acting with virtue, we can achieve a state of tranquility and fulfillment. So next time you find yourself tempted to act out of self-interest, remember the wisdom of the Stoics. By embracing empathy and generosity, we can not only improve our own lives but also create a more harmonious world for everyone. The second practice involves understanding how selfishness can lead to social isolation and damaged relationships. Picture this: you have a friend named Alex. Alex is always the first to take credit in group projects, never shares their snacks, and rarely listens when others speak. At first, it's just a little annoying, but over time, people start to distance themselves from Alex. They stop inviting Alex to hangouts and group activities, feeling that Alex only cares about personal gain. Now, Alex finds themselves increasingly lonely and isolated, wondering why no one wants to be around. This scenario perfectly illustrates how selfish behavior can drive a wedge between us and the people we care about. In a community, whether it's a group of friends, a family, or a workplace, relationships thrive on mutual respect and sharing. When someone repeatedly acts solely in their own interest, it breaks down trust and camaraderie. The Stoics teach that human beings are inherently social creatures. Our well-being is deeply connected to our relationships with others. Acts of selfishness send a message that we don't value these connections, pushing people away and leaving us isolated. Imagine if, instead of being selfish, Alex began to share, acknowledge others' contributions, and truly listened. The relationships would likely flourish, creating a supportive and connected community. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of empathy, recognizing that we're all part of a larger whole. When we act with consideration and generosity, we not only strengthen our bonds but also find greater fulfillment. So remember, a self-centered life is not just lonely but deeply unfulfilling. Embracing selflessness nurtures relationships, leading to a richer, more connected life. The third practice involves reflecting on how selfishness can hamper personal growth and resilience. Imagine a tree growing in a forest surrounded by others of its kind. When storms hit, the trees support one another with their intertwined roots, absorbing the impact together and standing firm. Now picture a lone tree on a barren hill. Without the support of its peers, it stands exposed to the full force of the wind and rain, its growth stunted and its resilience weakened. This metaphor captures how focusing solely on oneself can limit our personal development. Just like the lone tree, a person who isolates themselves through selfish behavior lacks the support and perspective that come from meaningful connections with others. In the context of Stoic philosophy, personal growth is deeply intertwined with our interactions and relationships. The Stoics believed that facing challenges and learning from them is a key aspect of developing resilience. When we are self-centered, we close ourselves off from valuable feedback and miss opportunities to grow through collaboration and shared experiences. Moreover, selfishness can lead to a narrow worldview, where we miss out on the richness of diverse perspectives that can help us navigate life's complexities. By contrast, embracing a more selfless attitude allows us to thrive in a community, drawing strength and wisdom from those around us. Just like the trees in the forest, our own growth is supported by our connections, making us more resilient in the face of adversity. So next time you're tempted to put your needs above all else, remember that personal growth is not a solitary journey. By fostering empathy and cooperation, you can build a stronger, more resilient self, capable of weathering life's storms with the support and wisdom of those around you. The fourth practice involves understanding the ripple effect of selfish actions on the broader community. Imagine a small town where everyone is responsible for maintaining their part of a shared garden. One resident decides not to contribute, neglecting their section. Initially, it seems like a minor issue, but soon weeds and pests from their plot begin to spread, affecting the entire garden. This scenario highlights how the consequences of selfishness can extend far beyond the individual, impacting the well-being of the entire community. In the real world, we can see similar patterns. Take, for example, environmental pollution. When companies prioritize profit over ecological responsibility, dumping waste into rivers or emitting toxic fumes, the immediate gains for the company are overshadowed by the long-term harm inflicted on the ecosystem and public health. This ripple effect demonstrates how short-sighted self-interest can lead to widespread suffering and degradation. Historical events also provide striking illustrations. Consider the financial crisis of 2008, where the greed and unethical behavior of a few individuals and institutions led to a global economic downturn. Millions of people lost their jobs, homes, and savings, showing how the actions of a few can devastate the many. The Stoic philosophers were keenly aware of these dynamics. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic thinker, emphasized the interconnectedness of humanity, teaching that individual actions must align with the common good to create a just and harmonious society. When we act selfishly, we disrupt this balance, causing harm and discord that reverberates through our communities. Conversely, when we embrace selflessness and consider the impact of our actions on others, we contribute to the collective well-being, fostering a supportive and thriving environment. So, the next time you're faced with a choice that pits personal gain against communal benefit, remember the power of the ripple effect. By acting with integrity and a sense of responsibility towards others, you can help create a better, more harmonious world for everyone. In summary, we've explored how selfishness can lead to social isolation, hinder personal growth, and have detrimental effects on the broader community. Through the lens of Stoic philosophy, it becomes clear that our actions, when driven solely by self-interest, not only harm those around us but ultimately cause inner turmoil and dissatisfaction for ourselves. The teachings of Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius remind us that true happiness and fulfillment come from living in harmony with others and embracing selflessness. By prioritizing empathy, generosity, and the collective good, we can build stronger, more resilient relationships and communities. So next time you're tempted to act out of self-interest, reflect on the wisdom of the Stoics and consider how your actions impact others. Remember, true happiness and fulfillment come from living in harmony with others and embracing selflessness. Stay stoic, my friends.